Hello everybody, Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. Today I'm going to do part 3 of hard rock and heavy metal albums that are turning 40 this year. Yes folks, these are albums that were released in 1980. But before we get to that, you might hear this in the background. Kingdom Come. Great album. This came out in 1988. And I've been spinning it today and yesterday. Loving it. This song in the background, Get It On, and that was the hit. But, you know, just a great album. Living Out of Touch, Pushing Hard, What Love Can Be. Just a great album. Basically, it's like, how much can we sound like Led Zeppelin without sounding like Led Zeppelin, but still sounding like Led Zeppelin? But I tell you what, these guys do a better job than Greta Van Fleet, I think anyways. Nothing against Greta Van Fleet, but I was kind of on that bus for a while, and then I got off. I'm still on the Kingdom Come bus, though. All right, so now let's get into this. Albums turning 40. First up, Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Yes. Yes. Just a classic album. Ace of Spades, Love Me Like a Reptile. Live to Win, Fast and Loose, We Are the Road Crew, love that song. Fire, Fire, Jailbait, Dance, Bite the Bullet, The Chase is Better Than the Catch, love that song. You've got a bonus track on here, Dirty Love, which is the B-side of Ace of Spades. And then you have the tracks they did with Girl School, Please Don't Touch, which is a personal favorite, and Emergency, which I also love too. Hard to believe, 1980, look at these guys on the front. Just ready to meet you in the desert and kick your ass. Love this album. All right, next. Iron Maiden, their debut, 1980. Paul Di'Anno, vocals. Love this album. I prefer Killers better, but I like this album a lot. Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Running Free, Phantom of the Opera, love that song. Transylvania, Strange World, Sanctuary, Charlotte the Harlot, and Iron Maiden. This happens to be a Castle remaster. These are kind of pricey on eBay. This came out with a second disc of bonus tracks, and I loved it because the bonus tracks came with this little sheet telling you what they are. And on this one, we have Burning Ambition, Drifter Live, and I've Got the Fire, which is a Montrose cover. So if you are able to find the Castle remasters of these albums, I happen to have them. I have all the Castle remasters, and they're all in awesome condition. Definitely pick this up. But it's hard to believe, again, as I'm going through these albums, to think 40 years have passed. And this album still sounds fresh. To my ears, at least. Next. Thin Lizzy, Chinatown. This happens to be a reissue on Wounded Bird Records. Another very strong album as well. Love the album artwork. You've got We Will Be Strong, Chinatown, Sweetheart, Sugar Blues, Killer on the Loose, Having a Good Time, Genocide, Didn't I, Hey You. The band on this album, you've got Brian Downey on drums, Scott Gorham on lead guitar, Phil Lynott, bass guitar, keyboards, vocals, and Snowy White lead guitars. So just a killer band, killer album. Again, 1980. Love Thin Lizzy. So much more music that they have beyond The Boys Are Back in Town. And again, nothing against that song, but they've got so much good music, and they're one of those bands that people don't really talk about Thin Lizzy that much, and I think we should start talking about Thin Lizzy more. Very unique band, and you know, unfortunately they're remembered for The Boys Are Back in Town, and not that it's a bad song, but they've got so many other great songs and albums. I might have to start pulling out all my Thin Lizzy CDs. Did you ever hear this band before? Rush. And as we all know, unfortunately, we lost Neil Peart recently. But 1980, classic album. I mean, The Spirit of the Radio, Free Will, Jacob's Ladder, Different Strings. I love Natural Science. Just a great album. Rush made a smooth transition into the 80s. You know, of course, in the 70s, well, I feel like, this isn't a video about Rush, but that first album was very Zeppelin-esque, and then they got into the proggy stuff, the heavy proggy stuff, and then they transitioned more into the keyboard pop sound. And I think that these early 80s albums did a nice job of bridging that heavy proggy sound with more of like the keyboard 80s driven sound. Before they got kind of too keyboardy with like the Hold Your Fire album. Still a great album, but this was a nice bridge. Permanent Waves. I'm gonna have to spin that. Big Blue Oyster Cult fan. I don't hear a lot about Blue Oyster Cult on the VC. This was their album Cultosaurus Erectus, 1980. Just a killer album. Black Blade, Monsters, Divine Wind, Deadline, The Marshall Plan, Hungry Boys, Fallen Angels, Lips in the Hills. I like that song. Unknown Tongue. Very cool. I saw these guys live. They put on an awesome live show. And even their last couple of albums have been really good too. I hear that they might be in the studio or currently recording, so excited about that. I'd love to hear some new Blue Oyster Cult. This is just a great album though. And the last one I have to show you, there will be a part 4, but the last one for today, I wanted to end with a bang. Saxon. They released 2 albums in 1980, Wheels of Steel and Strong Arm of the Law. This happens to be an import that has both those albums on it. Saxon, of course, coming up in the new wave of British heavy metal with bands like Tigers of Pantang, Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, Angel Witch, and you know, a lot of those other bands. I saw Saxon live a couple years ago, and they put on a great show. Biff can still sing. I know that they were touring with Judas Priest for a while as well. Their albums keep getting better and better. I feel like they keep getting heavier and heavier. Biff's got a solo record coming out that I'm excited about. I was listening to some song samples, and you know, surprise, surprise, it sounds a lot like Saxon, but it's very cool stuff. So those are my 1980 albums, and as I said, I'm going to be coming at you with part 4, probably this week. And there might be a part 5. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But there's definitely going to be a part 4 because I've got a stack right up there ready to go. Again, if you haven't listened to Kingdom Come in a while, definitely check that out. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Listen to music.